Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you something direct. What if the only thing standing between the life you're living and the life you truly deserve is your own voice? Not the critics, not the hardship, not your situation, but your own words, your inner talk. See, some of you wake up each day and speak to yourselves like you've already lost, even before your feet touch the floor. You look in the mirror and instead of declaring strength, you repeat your weaknesses. Instead of blessing your reflection, you curse your potential. But what if, for just 3 days, you flipped the script? What if you spoke to yourself like a woman already covered in favor, already walking in power, already chosen, already whole? 3 days. That's all I'm asking. 3 days to cancel the lies and speak like the strong, blessed woman you were always meant to be. Because if you give me your ears, and more importantly, if you give yourself your own voice, you won't be the same by day 4. So stay with me. This might be the very message that resets everything. The way you speak to yourself is not just background noise, it's the architecture of your life. Your words aren't empty. They hold weight. They either build you or break you. Every word you whisper in your mind is a seed planted deep in the soil of your soul. You don't need someone else to validate your worth when you already have the ability to speak it over yourself. That voice you hear all day long, when no one's watching, when you're brushing your teeth, when you're lying in bed trying to fall asleep, that voice is either lifting you up or pulling you down. Most people think blessings are things that arrive from the outside, like someone will come along, tap your shoulder and say, "You've made it. Here's your prize," right? But blessings don't begin around you. They begin within you. And the moment you start talking to yourself like a woman who's already walking in favor, who's already standing in purpose, that's the moment your entire world starts shifting. Speak defeat, and you'll walk in defeat. Speak strength, and you'll move like someone who knows exactly who she is. Let's be honest, life is already loud. The world is already screaming at you about what you can't do, who you're not, and what you'll never have. But the loudest voice, the one that decides whether you break through or stay stuck, is your own. Every time something good enters your life, what do you say to yourself? Do you say, "I earned this"? Or do you doubt it? Do you say, "This is my season"? Or do you quietly fear it won't last? That's not just self-talk. That's a prophecy. And your life will follow those words. Your habits may shape your day, but your words shape your future. So if you really want to change your life, you've got to start by changing the conversation you're having with yourself. Speak to yourself like someone who already walks in victory, like someone who already knows she's valuable, like someone who's already been lifted, healed, and chosen. Even if your reality doesn't reflect it yet, even if your bank balance doesn't show it, even if your past keeps trying to hold you back, your voice must speak your future before your feet step into it. Because you can't enter a space meant for royalty if your inner voice is still speaking like you're unworthy. How you speak to yourself teaches others how to treat you. If you constantly downplay your light, others will too. If you silence your own voice, don't be shocked when others talk over it. If you keep apologizing for your presence, people will treat you like you're invisible. But when you begin to speak to yourself like a woman who is blessed, strong, and powerful, you become impossible to ignore. People feel that energy, they respond to it. Because you're no longer waiting to be seen, you've already seen yourself. It doesn't mean life gets easier, it doesn't mean you won't have moments where everything feels heavy, but in those moments, your voice matters most. You can't control every storm, but you can control how you speak through it, and that voice becomes your armor, that voice becomes your power, that voice becomes the reminder that even in the middle of the mess, you are still a woman of promise. You've got to rise up and say, "Today, I speak like a woman who knows her value." I'm not speaking to myself like I'm broken. I'm not labeling myself with shame. I'm talking to myself like I'm blessed, like I'm healed, like I belong. That's not arrogance, that's truth. That's you remembering who you were before life tried to make you forget. Each time you stand in front of the mirror, you get to choose. Replay the pain or recite your power. Repeat the story that broke you or the one that's building you. Feed fear or feed faith. What you say to yourself when it's quiet, that's what shapes your confidence when the world is loud. And let's not act like it's easy. It takes practice. It takes catching that old voice that sneaks in, whispering, replacing it with, no, not today. I'm not dragging old doubt into this new chapter. I'm not giving energy to old lies. I'm walking in peace. I'm speaking in power, because nothing transforms until you start declaring it. You can pray, read books, listen to every uplifting podcast, but until you open your own mouth and speak life over yourself, nothing truly shifts. The power is in your words. And if you use them well, you won't just feel better, you'll live better. So for the next 3 days, talk to yourself like a blessed woman. Not someone hoping to be blessed, but someone who already is. Someone who knows she carries something sacred. Someone who refuses to shrink, settle, or silence her strength. 3 days. Speak it. Water the woman you're growing into. And by day 4, don't be surprised when the world begins to treat you like the queen you've always been. Your words are the structure, but your tone, the energy behind those words, is what separates noise from transformation. You can say I'm strong, but if it's whispered through fear and doubt, the message gets lost. But when you say it with fire, with belief, even if your hands are trembling, that tone becomes a declaration. Declarations carry weight. They don't just shift what's around you, they shift what's inside you. Think about how you speak to someone you care about. You speak with love, with encouragement, with strength when they need it, with calm when they're hurting. But when it comes to yourself, that tenderness fades. That belief goes missing. That power gets buried. And that has to change. Because how you speak to yourself sets the foundation for every relationship you'll ever have. If you speak to yourself like a burden, you'll feel like one. If you speak like you're a mistake, you'll carry that into every space you enter. But when you speak like a woman who's chosen, like a woman with direction, everything shifts. Your shoulders go back. Your decisions get sharper. You stop accepting half-hearted love, half respect, and half living. Because now you know. You finally know. And you speak like it. It's not just the words, it's the delivery. Are you talking like a survivor or a warrior? Are you repeating your pain or announcing your rise? Because tone tells the truth even when your words are polished. If you say, I'm okay, in a voice that's barely holding on, your spirit hears that and it adapts. It starts shrinking. But if you say, I've got this, through tears and all, that tone becomes strength. That tone becomes fuel. Tone isn't just about being loud or soft. It's about being real. It's about letting your voice match the vision. If you see yourself healed, speak like it. If you believe success is coming, speak like it's already here. If you want peace, speak with calm. If you want power, speak with certainty. This isn't faking it. This is faithing it. Speaking from where you're headed, not from where you've been. Your mind is always listening, even in jokes. That little, of course I messed up again, may seem small, but your brain logs it. Your soul absorbs it, and that becomes your pattern. So train yourself day by day with intention to speak with the tone of a woman who is blessed, not broken, worthy, not wounded, whole, even when healing is still unfolding. Start with how you describe your mornings. Are you saying, I'm so tired, I'm behind, before you even get out of bed? Or are you saying, I've got breath in my lungs, purpose in my heart, and strength for today? Your day hears you. Your energy sets the pace. It's not just spiritual, it's mental, emotional, even physical. Your nervous system, your mood, your hormones, they all respond to how you talk to yourself. And when hard times come, and they will, your tone becomes your shield. Because fear has a sound. So does doubt. But so do hope and confidence. When you speak with steady strength in the middle of trouble, you remind your own soul, this won't break me, this is passing, my voice still carries power. You don't need permission to speak that way. You don't need someone's approval. You give yourself that right. You are the narrator of your life. And the way you speak will either chain you or free you. So stop echoing old labels. Stop repeating voices that tried to dim your light. Start declaring your truth with a tone that reflects who you really are. And the truth is, you're already enough, already chosen, already powerful. You don't need to earn it, you just need to speak like it. When you speak with boldness and truth, your whole life begins to rise to that level. And yes, there will be moments it feels strange, moments that old voice comes back, moments you feel silly for speaking life out loud. But do it anyway. Strong when everything feels weak, but that's the fight. That's the training place. You don't grow stronger by staying silent. You get stronger by speaking up even if your voice trembles, especially when your voice trembles. Because the moment you speak like a blessed woman, the change begins. So for the next 3 days, I challenge you, not just change your words, change your tone. Let every word drip with purpose. Let your voice carry peace, power, and promise. Speak to yourself like you trust your future, like you're done apologizing for existing, like you're not hoping to be enough, you already are. You'll be surprised what happens when your tone starts to match your truth. Your body will feel it, your mind will rise to meet it, and your spirit, all of your spirit, will thank you because finally it hears a voice that sounds like home, like strength, like freedom, like you. When you speak, you activate more than just sound, you activate belief. That's why what you say after I am matters more than you'll ever realize. Those two words aren't just a statement, they are a prophecy. They set the course of your life, one sentence at a time. When you say I am tired, you give permission for your body to give in. When you say I am broken, you teach your mind to stop searching for healing. But when you say I am powerful, I am rising, I am favored, you shift something in the unseen. You align your voice with your vision, and suddenly the world begins to respond in ways you never expected. The Blessed Woman knows this. She understands the weight of her words. She doesn't speak carelessly because she knows her mouth is a tool, either for building or breaking. That's why for the next 3 days, you have to be purposeful, speak like every sentence is a seed, plant words that grow strength, plant words that grow peace, plant words that grow purpose. Because when you speak them long enough, consistently enough, even when the proof doesn't match, your reality begins to rearrange itself to catch up with your voice. It's not magic, it's not empty affirmations, it's discipline, it's direction, it's strategy. A warrior trains, a queen prepares. A blessed woman speaks what she needs to hear, even when everything around her says otherwise. She walks through the valley saying, I am whole. She stands in doubt and says, I am guided. She faces betrayal and still declares, I am worthy of love, because her identity is not up for debate. Her voice sets the boundaries of who she is. This is what separates the strong from the scattered, the focused from the fragile. Anyone can speak when it's easy, but it takes purpose to speak life in a place that looks dead. It takes spiritual stamina to say, I am rising, when your whole world feels like it's falling. That's where the change happens, not in comfort, but in the struggle. You don't wait until you feel strong to speak strength. You speak it, and then you start to feel it. Some will call it delusion. Let them mock what they don't understand. Because while they're waiting for outside proof, you're building power inside. And sooner or later, the world will catch up to what your mouth already knows. The most powerful woman is the one who stopped waiting for someone else to speak over her life. She took the microphone back. She said, I'll speak over myself. I'll bless myself. I'll tell myself the truth. You were not created just to survive. You were made to thrive. You were not designed to be invisible, to shrink, to fit into spaces that disrespect your essence. So when you say, I am too much, no, you are dishonoring the fullness of who you are. Instead say, I am exactly enough for the life I am called to live. That's not pride, that's truth. It's alignment. And the best part, you don't need permission, you don't need applause to prove your worth, you don't need a title, a follower count, or a platform. You need a voice, your voice. Spoken with clarity, spoken with love, spoken with the quiet strength of someone who's been through enough to know, I didn't make it this far just to shrink now. So watch how you talk about yourself. Watch how you casually say things like, I'm always messing up, or I can't ever get it right. Those phrases become self-fulfilling. They teach your subconscious to expect failure, and your body obeys. But speak with care. Say, I'm learning. Say, I'm growing. Say, I'm evolving. Now your mind looks for progress instead of defeat. Now your heart leans into growth instead of giving up. And don't just say these things when you're alone. Say them when life gets loud, when people doubt you, when disappointment shows up. That's when your voice has to get louder. That's when your I am has to speak over what they said, over what they did, over what the past tried to label you. Because you are not your history, you are not your heartbreak, you are not your mistakes, you are your intention, and your words decide your path. Say it again, louder this time. I am blessed. I am guided. I am becoming everything I was made to be. Say it like your soul is listening, because it is. Say it like your future is waiting, because it is. Say it until your doubt steps back and your courage stands tall. This is not just talk, it's a plan, it's formation. And I'm telling you, 3 days of this kind of speaking can break years of silence. It can undo decades of damage. It can change how you see yourself. And when you see yourself differently, you move differently. You choose better, you rest deeper, you let go faster, you stop settling, you stop explaining. Because now your words have built a strong foundation. And on that foundation, you rise. So speak wisely, speak boldly, speak like you're not asking for the life you deserve, you're creating it with every word. That's the kind of woman you are. One who knows her voice is not noise, it is creation, it is healing, it is prophecy. And for the next 3 days and beyond, I choose to speak life. Let me tell you something powerful. You don't find peace by waiting for the storm to pass. You create peace in the middle of a storm. And the way you create it is through the conversation you have with yourself every single day. Because if your mind is at war, doesn't matter how quiet the room is, you'll still feel chaos. But if your mind is steady, you can walk through the loudest pain and still have a calm spirit. A blessed woman knows how to speak stillness into her soul. She doesn't let her thoughts run wild and tear her down. She doesn't let every feeling build a home in her heart. She knows doubts, fears, and worries will come. But she also knows she has the power to speak back. You don't have to believe every thought that enters your mind. You don't have to listen to every voice that tries to make you doubt your worth. You get to choose which voice stays and which voice is sent away. Sometimes the loudest voice you hear is your own. That's why these 3 days matter. That's why speaking like a blessed woman isn't just motivation, it's protection. Because when you talk to yourself with peace, you build a shield. A shield against overthinking, against self-sabotage, against the lies that try to live in your mind. There's already enough noise in this world telling you what you're not. You don't need to repeat it. You need to fight it. You need to become your own strongest defender of your peace. Because that means you speak to yourself with kindness. You remind yourself, yes, I've been through it. Yes, I've made mistakes, but I'm not staying stuck in guilt. I'm not living in shame. I'm moving forward. And here's the beauty. Peace isn't something that happens by chance. It's a choice. Every morning you wake up and decide, I won't let this world shake me. I won't let fear speak louder than my faith. I won't let worry write my story. You might feel the storm, but you are not the storm. You are grounded, you are whole, you are centered. That doesn't mean you ignore reality. That doesn't mean you don't have problems. It means you choose to speak life anyway. You choose to say, I'm okay, even when things feel uncertain. I'm safe, even when life feels shaky. Because peace is built one thought, one sentence, one conversation at a time. You have to know your brain is always listening. It takes every word you say and turns it into directions. So when you say, I'm tired of everything, your body starts to shut down. When you say, I can't do this, your nervous system panics. But when you say, I've got this, even if it's just a quiet whisper, your whole being begins to adjust. Your back straightens, your breath deepens, your mind shifts. You speak peace by choosing peace, even when the world around you screams otherwise. And you do this over and over, not once, not twice, but every time that chaos tries to rise, you say, no, not today. I'm not feeding this panic. I'm not fueling this worry. I'm choosing calm. Because the more you practice peace, the more it becomes your normal. The more you train your mind to return to balance instead of falling apart. And I know it's not easy, especially when you've been living in survival mode for so long, especially when your thoughts have been used to yelling, blaming, doubting. But this is the work. This is the change. You don't wait until your mind is silent to speak peace. You speak it right into the noise. You become the voice that breaks the cycle. You become the calm your younger self needed. The peace your future self will thank you for. And here's the truth. Nobody else can do this for you. People can support you, love you, guide you, but only you can choose your inner words. Only you can change the story playing in your mind. And if you want peace, if you want calm, if you want power, you have to start with your words. So for the next 3 days, treat your inner world like sacred ground. Don't let just any thought in. Don't let chaos camp in your spirit. Guard it. Nourish it. Speak over it. Tell yourself the truth. I am not behind. I am not lost. I am exactly where I need to be to grow. Talk to yourself like someone who's already seen the other side of the mountain. Talk like someone who's been through enough to know peace isn't the absence of pressure. It's the presence of purpose. Speak with that energy, that maturity, that strength. And watch how the storm inside begins to settle. Because that's what a blessed woman does. She doesn't just ask for peace. She speaks it. She walks in it, she wears it, she brings it into every room, every moment, every challenge. And it all starts with the words she chooses to say to herself. So speak peace. Breathe peace. Choose peace. And when your thoughts try to push back, don't give in. Speak louder. Speak clearer. Remind your spirit, I am not broken. I am becoming. I am not overwhelmed. I am overcoming. This storm doesn't define me. This silence doesn't frighten me. I am the calm inside the chaos. 3 days. It's all it takes to start shifting the energy inside your soul. 3 days of choosing stillness instead of spirals. 3 days of building peace instead of panic. 3 days of treating your voice like medicine, not poison. Speak peace, live peace. Let me make this very clear to you. Your words are not just noises. They are seeds. What you say into your life, your mind, your heart, it grows, it takes root, it shapes your reality. And when you begin speaking over yourself like a blessed woman, when you start declaring your worth instead of doubting it, your life begins to change in ways you never imagined possible. The reason speaking life works is that it goes beyond simple motivation. It's not about pumping yourself up for a few hours. It's about rewiring how you see yourself deep down on a real foundational level. And the only way that happens is if you stop rehearsing what hurt you. You've been through enough moments where people tried to define you. They told you what you could and couldn't do. They labeled you by your past, your pain, your failures. But now it's time to speak over yourself in a way that breaks every one of those chains. Because the most harmful lie isn't the one the world tells you, it's the one you keep telling yourself. You have to stop speaking defeat before the day even starts. You wake up already saying this is going to be a hard day and then wonder why everything feels heavy. You look in the mirror and criticize every little thing, then wonder why your confidence stays low. But what if just for 3 days you flipped that story? What if instead of tearing yourself down, you spoke with the power of someone who finally knows who she is? You are not just a woman, you are a blessed woman. That means you carry favor. That means your steps are guided. That means your value doesn't shrink because of a bad day, a broken relationship, or a missed chance. You're still chosen. You're still powerful. You're still becoming. And you have to remind yourself of that every day because life has a way of making you forget. Pain has a way of making you doubt. And if you're not careful, you'll start living below your purpose just because your inner voice keeps telling you you're not enough. You have to take that voice back, reclaim it, rewire it, start speaking over your day before it begins, before the chaos arrives, before the enemy of doubt shows up. Declare who you are and what you won't accept. I will not live in fear today. I will not carry guilt that's not mine. I will not let past pain control my future. I am walking in clarity. I am walking in strength. I am walking in peace. This is not wishful thinking. This is spiritual battle because negativity doesn't need an invitation. It shows up unannounced. It comes through old memories, random comparisons, silence that echoes your fears. And you know what cuts through that? Your voice, the truth you say to yourself. And when you do that over and over, something inside you begins to rise. That inner strength you thought you lost comes back. That confidence you hid wakes up. That power you gave away trying to please others finds its way home. Why? Because your words don't just describe your reality, they shape it. A blessed woman knows how to speak even when she doesn't feel it. She speaks love when she feels like speaking bitterness. She speaks strength when her body feels weak. She speaks growth even when she stands in uncertainty. Because she understands this. Her words are planting seeds for her future. And if she keeps planting truth, eventually truth will grow. Look, people might doubt you. Life might bring setbacks. But if you keep speaking life, you become unstoppable. You become unshakable, not because the world changes, but because you change inside. Your energy shifts. You stop begging for approval and start creating it with your own voice. That's what these 3 days are about. Not perfection, not pretending everything's okay, but saying that even when it's not okay, you are still okay. You are still breathing, still fighting, still standing. That is power. Don't just think good thoughts. Say them out loud. Let your voice become your weapon. Let it echo through your home, through your morning routine, through your darkest hours. Remind yourself, I've made it through worse than this. I am not here by chance. My life has meaning. My presence has power. My story is not finished. Say it when you wake up. Say it when doubt creeps in. Say it when your past tries to pull you back. Say it when you feel alone. Speak it over your tears. Speak it over your silence. Speak it like your life depends on it, because sometimes it does. You want change? It starts with the conversation you have with yourself. You want healing? It starts with the words you whisper when no one's watching. You want growth? Speak like someone who's already grown. Like someone who says, yes, I've been broken, but I'm not staying broken. Speak like a woman who knows her voice is sacred, her thoughts are strong, her story has value. Speak like a woman who knows her words are building something, even if she can't see it yet. Because at the end of the day, the world will talk, people will talk, but the most important voice you will ever hear is your own. So make sure it says something worth hearing. There's something sacred about a woman who refuses to let her past control her present, who wakes up every morning and speaks life over her future, even when yesterday tried to break her spirit. That's not just strength, that's divine awareness. And when you live like a woman who already carries the blessing, you stop reacting and start acting with purpose. I want you to make a choice, not a wish, not maybe, but a firm, unshakable promise to yourself that for these 3 days, you will walk, talk, think, and breathe like the woman you were meant to be. Not the woman others tried to shape you into, not the version broken by betrayal, but the woman who has decided she is no longer a prisoner to her past, her fears, or her doubt. That woman speaks differently. She walks into a room and doesn't apologize for taking up space. She looks in the mirror and doesn't just see flaws, she sees a fighter, she sees grace, she sees someone still here, someone still becoming. And that's the key. When you start treating yourself like you're already blessed, your world begins to rise to meet that energy. Most people wait for a sign before they believe they're worthy. They wait for approval before they walk in confidence. They wait for someone to pick them before they choose themselves. But the most powerful change happens when you stop waiting and start living like the blessing is already yours. Not because you're faking it, but because you know it's coming and you've decided to act like it. You speak differently when you know who you are. You carry yourself differently when you know where you're headed. You protect your peace because you know your future depends on it. You stop accepting chaos. You stop explaining your boundaries. You stop begging for what you were born with. Value. This isn't arrogance, it's awareness. Life will test your memory. Life will ask you, do you still remember who you are? When everything around you tries to make you forget. That's why speaking over yourself like a blessed woman matters. It keeps you rooted, it keeps your center. When you start your day grounded in your worth, you stop being shaken by other people's opinions. You stop overthinking every choice. You stop shrinking to fit into places that were never made for your power. When you understand the real blessing isn't things you own, it's the peace you guard, the mindset you hold, the love you give yourself. When the world is quiet, you don't have to wait for a breakthrough to start living like it's yours. The breakthrough starts the moment you change your stance. When you switch your focus from lack to plenty. When you stop repeating pain and start speaking purpose. When you remind yourself daily, I may not be where I want to be yet, but I am not who I used to be. And that alone is a miracle. That mindset, that voice, that stance, that's what makes you unstoppable. That's what draws the right energy to you. That's what opens doors even when it's silent. Because you're no longer chasing blessings, you're in alignment with them. You're no longer proving your worth. You're living it. Speak like you're worthy, walk like you're healed, move like you've already won, not because everything's perfect, but because you decide to rise no matter what. You decided that for these 3 days, you will live like the woman you have always been, beneath the fear, the doubt, the weight of expectations. And you will find something powerful. The blessing wasn't ahead of you, it was already inside you. The reason this works isn't magic. It's not about ignoring problems. It's about changing your energy. It's about claiming your space with peace, with truth, with power. When you do that, the energy around you starts to match the energy inside you. People feel your presence before you speak. Opportunities come because you're acting from vision, not desperation. It's time to stop waiting for someone to give you permission to be who you already are. You don't need approval to speak like you're blessed. You don't need applause to walk with power. You don't need a perfect past to claim a strong future. All you need is the choice to believe again, to believe that even after everything you've been through, you still have more to rise to. You're not just healing, you're growing. You're not just surviving.